Actualmente vivo en la hermosa isla de Puerto Rico y cuando no estoy en la playa con mis 10 hijos, estoy flipeando casas en todo Estados Unidos sin ver las propiedades en persona. That is to say, currently I live on the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, and when I'm not at the beach with my 10 kids, I wholesale and flip houses all across the United States without ever seeing the properties in person. Using a recent deal I just acquired to fix and flip in Pittsburgh, I'm going to show you my unique method for how I do it. Coming up.
This video is brought to you by the 100% Funding System, a program where Jerry Norton funds 100% of your deals with his money. To learn more, go to usejerryscash.com.
If you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton. I've been a full-time real estate investor now for over 17 years. Amongst other things, I specialize in flipping houses all across the country, and I've helped thousands of new investors get into the game of flipping and create six-figure and even seven-figure incomes. If you want to learn how to flip houses so you can live your dream life, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Now, as you know, wholesaling and flipping houses isn't always easy. Now, imagine doing it remotely where you never actually see the properties in person. That's what I do, and while it's not a perfect system, I've developed my own unique way of doing it, and my hope is to give you some ideas so that you too can create your dream business and ideal lifestyle. And if you're just getting started, I want to share with you an opportunity to get paid to find deals for me. Like this deal I'm going to use as a case study on this video. Raymond Huang found this deal for me in Pittsburgh, and I paid him $10,000. So be sure to stay to the end of this video. To me, the ideal lifestyle is living where you want, having time to do what you want, and having a business that has no ceiling on how much you earn. What that looks like for me is living most of the year in Puerto Rico, the rest of the time at my mountain lake house in Montana, and being able to travel around the world in between. Now that requires a business that I can do from anywhere. In 2013, I set out to create that lifestyle and ideal business when I took my wife and then 6 kids on a 1-year cross-country RV trip. Now at the time, I was wholesaling and flipping houses in Metro Detroit, and while making a lot of money, I was not enjoying the business. I was working long, hard hours, and the business demanded everything from me. I wanted to focus more on lifestyle and figure out how to flip houses without physically being there, and forcing myself to leave was the only way that I could see myself figuring it out. Now, 8 years later, I hardly see any of the houses I flip, and the deals I do that are in my backyard, like my Puerto Rico deals, I still treat as if I'm not local. First and foremost, I'm sure there are different ways to do deals virtually. I'm showing you how I do it, which may or may not be the right way for you. In my virtual flipping business, I utilize and leverage what I call the 3 Ps: people, processes, and platform. Now I'm going to show you what I mean. With fix and flip, in its simplest form, there are 4 primary steps to figure out and master in order to be successful. First is finding or acquiring deals. Second is managing the rehabs. Third is selling the houses to retail buyers. And fourth is raising capital to finance the flips. Let's start with step 1, finding good deals to flip for profit. That is often referred to as acquisitions, and rather than build my own in-house team that requires training, organization, management, and motivation, not to mention a big financial contribution in the form of overhead and marketing, instead, I use independent property finders to locate and secure deals for me. Now, a finder is someone who spends their own time, energy, and effort, and in some cases, marketing dollars, to find and secure good deals for me that fit my criteria. Of course, I compensate them really well so that they're self-motivated. I pay my finders $10,000 per deal that meets my criteria. Now, to me, the trade-off is well worth it because I don't pay unless they bring me a deal. It also allows me to do deals anywhere. I'm not tied down to any particular market, and best of all, not having an in-house acquisitions department is very conducive to lifestyle because I don't have company offices and I have 0 overhead. My goal is to create an army of independent finders and give them training and tools to go out in their respective markets and find deals for me. Once one of my finders secures a deal, he submits it on an online portal that we call the Deal Genie for review. If it passes, I step in, buy the deal, and pay the finder $10,000. So going back to the 3 Ps, I utilize people to be my finders. I teach them the exact processes to find and secure deals that fit my criteria. I even show them how to find without spending any money on marketing. And then I built a platform to submit those deals to me. By the way, if you're interested in being a finder for me, you do need to be part of my finder program. To register for a free training to learn all the details, just go to my10kcheck.com. Now that's exactly what happened with this deal in Pittsburgh. Raymond secured and submitted this deal to me. I accepted it. I stepped in and bought it for $20,000 and I paid him a $10,000 finder fee. Now do me a favor, show some love. Congratulate Raymond by leaving a comment and saying, "Nice job, Raymond. You are a flipping genius." The second step to fix and flip is managing the rehabs. Now, this is actually the hardest part about fixing and flipping remotely. It's challenging to manage renovations locally and even 10 times more challenging to do it remotely because when contractors know that you're not there, it's easy for them to not make your project a priority. Now, I recently did a video where I explained 10 must-follow rules for hiring and managing contractors. Watch that video before ever attempting to manage a rehab locally or remotely. I'll put the link to that video in the description box below and you can watch it later. Since my market is anywhere and everywhere, I don't have a rehab team that I send to the projects. I mean, I do in a few key markets where I do ongoing deals like Metro Detroit, but for most of my remote deals, I use local contractors following one of 2 methods. Method 1 is I hire a GC, general contractor, to oversee the entire rehab project. This generally costs about 20% more than self-managing subcontractors, but is well worth the extra cost. The GC is responsible for finding and hiring and managing contractors and to make sure the work gets done on time, on budget, and to high quality workmanship. Now, my best method for finding a GC is to get recommendations from other local investors or from local real estate agents. I usually will get bids from 3 to 5 different GCs before choosing the one that I think will do the best job. Now, the other method is where I'll actually partner with a local flipper who will act as the GC. He does all of the same responsibilities, but rather than a fixed compensation, we'll split profits. While I may give up more profit following this method, I found that the partner/GC is motivated to keep costs down, get the rehab done quickly, and do high quality work, since the more it sells for and the lower the cost to fix it up, the more profit is available to split. On this deal in Pittsburgh, I decided to partner with a local flipper, Sam Hines, who is also an alumni student in my advanced coaching program called Fast Track. Now, partnering with Sam serves a dual purpose. Not only do I get a committed partner on the ground, but it helps Sam gain more experience and learn while he earns. And Sam is turning out to be an amazing partner. He's very responsive, he's great at communicating, he works hard to get multiple bids, and I feel like he's got my back because he's always looking for ways to save money at the same time as getting quality workers. And this one is a big project. This house is a complete gut from top to bottom. So far, as of this recording, we've got the demo crew and new roof scheduled, so we're off to the races. Now, I'm thinking of doing some ongoing videos with Sam to show the process and the progress. Leave a comment if you'd like us to do that. The third step is selling the property. This is actually the easiest of all the steps. The way I handle this is simple. I find a top selling agent in the area to list my deals for sale on market. Now, aside from having a great selling experience, the reason why I want a top producer in that local market is so that I can leverage their experience when deciding what and how to renovate the house. Since she knows what buyers want, remember, top selling agent, I'll bring her in early on the rehab process and get her expert opinion about what I should do and should not do. I explained to the agent that my goal is to only do the necessary improvements that will give me the highest return on investment. So for example, if a buyer will pay the same for the house, whether the existing doors are painted or replaced with brand new, guess what? I'll save the money and paint the doors. But if new doors cost $3,500, but by doing so, I can sell the house now for $7,000 more, then I'll go ahead and replace the doors. The best example I can give to illustrate this point is on one of my luxury fix and flip projects in Phoenix, Arizona right now. This house only has a 2-car garage, and because of that, the back end value on this house is $3.5 million. But my expert agent told me that if this house had a 4-car garage, I could get $4 million on the back end. Here's the cool part. Building an additional attached 2-car garage only cost me $50,000. So I'm spending $50,000 to get another $500,000. I'd say that's about as good as it gets on return on investment. By the way, I did a video walkthrough on the latest progress on that deal. My hope is to net over $1 million in profit on that one deal. Gotta love luxury flipping. If you want to see what the big leagues looks like, check out that video. I'll put the link in the description below for you. Remember, the flipper that wins is not the one who creates the nicest house in the market. Anyone can over-renovate, create a beautiful house, and lose money doing so. No, the genius is the flipper who finds the sweet spot and doesn't over-renovate or under-renovate and makes the biggest profit. Okay, the fourth step, which is independent from the other 3, is raising capital to fund the deals. Lately, I've been using more and more of my own cash to fund deals, but typically my goal is to leverage other people's money, or O.P.M, when flipping houses. As much as possible, I'd like to use 100% funding by combining hard money to cover 80% of the total funds needed to buy the property and rehab it, and then private money to fund the remaining 20%. Now, I did a video that breaks down in detail how to combine hard money and private money to fund deals with 100% using a real live deal, including a live call where I got one of my lenders to agree to fund the deal. Now, I'll put the link to that video in the description box below for you. But you'd be surprised how easy and readily available money is for deals. Money lenders are eager to fund good deals. You just need to learn how to find them. Now let's take a quick look at this deal in Pittsburgh. Here's a look at my deal analyzer with a breakdown on the numbers. This house is 1,412 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now we're gonna convert that space below back into a garage. And I'm projecting a back-end ARV of $200,000. And right here is my favorite comp. Reason why is it's literally just down the road on the same street, and it's a similar style and floor plan. Now, it is a little bit bigger at 1,600 square feet. I actually think the ARV right now is only $185,000 on my house, but as of June 2021, Pittsburgh has appreciated 19.8% from 1 year previously. So conservatively, I'm speculating that by the time our house is finished being rehabbed and ready to sell, it will be worth $200,000 instead of $185,000. Now be very careful when speculating ARV. I did a video that breaks down how to safely do that, link in the description. So the ARV is $200,000. I've budgeted $90,000 for the rehab, which is a little scary because that doesn't leave a ton of room for unforeseens, and this house is hammered and a complete gut. So hopefully we can keep that budget of $90,000. For closing fees, I budgeted 8%. That covers all of the fees to buy the house and resell it. Most of that goes to real estate commissions. For carrying costs, which is the cost of funding, I have budgeted 4%, which comes to about $8,000. That means after paying $20,000 to buy it and $10,000 to my finder, I'm showing a net profit of $56,000 on the deal, which, like I mentioned earlier, I'll split with my partner, Sam. So all said and done, I'll spend maybe an hour per week on average discussing and making decisions with Sam throughout the duration of this project. All from the comfort of my home office in Puerto Rico, without company offices, without employees, and without overhead. If you think that's brilliant, leave a comment and say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. Now keep in mind, I've been doing this now for almost 18 years, but I started just like most, dead broke, living paycheck to paycheck, and desperate for a change in my life. The reason why I decided to make this video and share my business model is to encourage you to work towards your dream lifestyle and your dream business. Start where you are right now and focus on the 3 Ps: people, processes, and platform. And if you're just getting started, the next thing I want you to do is watch a video where I break down how to go from the dabble stage to full-time flipper and what that transition needs to look like. So watch that video now, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel. With over 750 videos, this is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things flipping, and I'll see you on the next video.